Hello to all fans of motorsport and the history of legendary cars. Today we will plunge into the exciting but dangerous world of racing cars of the last century. These cars became symbols of their era, but behind their speed and technological innovations, there are tragic stories of accidents and deaths. Let's go. 1. Porsche. 917, 1969. Top speed 390 kilometers per h. The Porsche 917 has become an iconic car in the world of motorsport, thanks to its outstanding performance and numerous victories. This car was designed to participate in endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Le Mans, where it managed to set a number of records. It was equipped with a turbocharged V12 engine that developed up to 1,100 horsepower on certain versions, making it one of the fastest cars of its time. However, the high speeds that the Porsche 917 reached revealed serious aerodynamic and handling problems. Early versions of the car created huge downforce on the front axle at speeds above 300 kilometers per h, making the car extremely unstable. One of the most infamous incidents was Le Mans 1969, when British driver John Wolfe crashed his Porsche 917 in the first lap of the race. The car lost control and flew off the track, leading to his death. These handling problems led to a number of serious accidents during testing and racing until engineers made significant changes to the design. Later, after modifications, the Porsche 917 became a winning car at Le Mans, winning first place in 1970 and 1971. But the first few years of operation showed how dangerous it was for drivers. 2. Ford GT40, 1960s. Top speed, 330 kilometers per h. The Ford GT40 was designed specifically to beat Ferrari in the 24 Hours of Le Mans race, after Enzo Ferrari backed out of his deal with Ford. This car had incredible power thanks to its V8 engine, which allowed it to accelerate up to 330 kilometers per h. The success of the Ford GT40 at Le Mans was legendary, and this car won 4 years in a row from 1966 to 1969. However, such high speed and underdeveloped aerodynamics led to a number of incidents. In 1966, one of the most tragic accidents occurred. Ken Miles, one of Ford's best test drivers, crashed his GT40 during track testing. During a high-speed run on the track, the car lost control, flew off the track, flipped over, and caught fire. Miles lost his life, which was one of the most tragic pages in the history of this car. Despite its danger, the GT40 remains in history as the car that helped Ford gain prestige on the world racing scene, but it came at a high price. 3. Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR, 1955. Top speed 300 kilometers per h. The Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR was a racing car based on the design of Formula One cars, but adapted for endurance racing. It used advanced technologies of the time, including lightweight magnesium alloys, which made the car extremely fast and maneuverable. However, it was these alloys that played a key role in one of the worst tragedies in motorsport history. In 1955, at the 24 Hours of Le Mans race, a car driven by Pierre Levay was involved in an accident. After colliding with another car, the Mercedes 300 SLR flew into the air, hit a guardrail, and then caught fire and blew apart. The magnesium alloys that the car was made of caused an instantaneous fire, resulting in catastrophic consequences. The debris flew into a crowd of spectators, killing 83 people and injuring more than 120. The incident led to the temporary suspension of Mercedes' participation in motorsport. The accident is remembered as one of the deadliest in racing history, and the Mercedes 300 SLR became a symbol of danger and tragedy in the racing world. 4. Ferrari 330 P3, 1966. Top speed 320 kilometers per h. The Ferrari 330 P3 was built to compete in famous endurance races such as Le Mans. It was powered by a powerful 4-liter V12 engine that developed over 450 horsepower. This car was one of the main rivals to the Ford GT40 in the race to win Le Mans. Despite its high speed, the Ferrari 330 P3 had problems with reliability and handling complexity. A particular problem was grip at high speeds, making the car unstable in critical situations. On the highways, the 330 P3 was the cause of serious accidents several times. Although there is no exact data on the number of fatalities in these incidents, it is known that many drivers complained about the difficulty in controlling the car, especially in the corners and with changes in weather conditions. Despite its danger, the Ferrari 330 P3 remained one of the most beautiful and powerful cars of its time, but also one of the riskiest. 5. Lotus 49, 1967. Top speed 290 km per h. The Lotus 49 was a revolutionary car in the world of Formula One, thanks to its unique Ford Cosworth DFV engine, which was integrated directly into the chassis, making the design lightweight and powerful. However, this design also had its risks. The lightness of the car made it extremely fragile in collisions. High speeds and poor cornering stability often led to serious accidents. One of the most tragic incidents involving the Lotus 49 was the death of Joe Schlesser at the 1968 French Grand Prix. His car caught fire after a collision, and he was unable to get out of the car. This event was one of the saddest moments in Lotus history. Despite its danger, the Lotus 49 continued to dominate Formula One due to its speed. But with each passing year, it became more and more obvious that its safety left much to be desired. 6. Lancia D50, 1950s. Top speed, 275 km per h. The Lancia D50 was one of the most advanced Formula One cars in the 1950s. This car featured a unique design, with fuel tanks located on the sides of the car, which improved aerodynamics and weight distribution. However, it also made the car extremely unstable and dangerous. The slightest error in steering could lead to catastrophic consequences. The most tragic accident connected with Lancia D50 occurred on the Monza track in 1955 when the legendary racer Alberto Ascari lost control of the car and died. This incident came as a shock to the racing world, as Ascari was one of the most experienced drivers of his time. The Lancia D50 became a symbol of danger on the Formula One circuits of the time, and Ascari's death only reinforced the car's reputation as an extremely risky car. 7. Auto Union Type C, 1930s. Top speed, 340 km per h. The Auto Union Type C was one of the most revolutionary racing cars of the 1930s. It was the first car with a center-mounted engine, which greatly improved weight distribution and handling. The powerful 16-cylinder engine developed over 500 horsepower, making it one of the fastest cars of its time. However, handling the Type C at high speeds was extremely difficult, especially in corners. In 1938, famed racer Bernd Rosemeyer was killed in an attempt to break the speed record with this car. He lost control of the car at over 400 km per h, and the Type C crashed into trees, resulting in the racer's instant death. This incident emphasized how risky it was to drive such a powerful and unstable car at high speeds. 8. Chaparral 2J, 1970. Top speed 290 km per h. The Chaparral 2J became famous for its unusual fan-assisted design, which created downforce to improve traction. It was a revolutionary approach that gave huge advantages on the track. However, this same system made the car very dangerous. If the fans failed, it became almost impossible to control the car. Despite its innovative technology, the Chaparral 2J was often eliminated from races due to technical problems. Although no serious fatal accidents have been recorded, several drivers have been injured as a result of system failures when the car suddenly lost traction. 9. BRM V16, 1950s. Top speed 270 kilometers per h. The BRM V16 was known for its unique 16-cylinder engine that developed over 600 horsepower. It was one of the most powerful race cars of its time, but its construction was extremely complex and unreliable. The car suffered from frequent engine failures, making it extremely dangerous for pilots. In one incident involving a BRM V16, the car crashed at high speed due to brake failure, resulting in serious injuries to the driver. Although the car was extremely powerful, its difficult handling and frequent technical failures made it one of the riskiest cars of the time. 10. Delahaye 145, 1937. Top speed 255 km per h. The Delahaye 145 was one of the fastest cars of the pre-war period, competing in European endurance races. The car featured a powerful 12-cylinder engine and was designed to compete with giants such as Bugatti and Mercedes. However, its design did not include modern safety systems such as improved brakes or aerodynamic elements. The Delahaye 145 caused several serious accidents, including incidents at Colruyt Grand Prix races where the car lost control at high speeds. The exact number of accidents has not been preserved, but this car has remained in history as one of the most risky in the pre-war period. These are the cars that have left their mark in the history of motorsport, but unfortunately, human lives were paid for many of these victories and records. The races of the last century were incredibly exciting, but also extremely dangerous. Today, thanks to modern technology, racing cars are much safer, but we will always remember those legendary cars and their drivers who risked everything for speed and victory. Thank you for watching this review. If you liked it and want to learn more interesting facts about automotive history, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click on the bell not to miss new videos. See you at the next race.